Shake it like you mean it, baby. Come on and dance with it. Come on. Shake it like you mean it, baby. Come on and dance with it.
mic is out. All right, here we go. Welcome everybody to the 7th Phantom Gauntlet Clash Tournament. With me today is Neil right here. Neil is game designer for Gauntlet in Illuvium. So it's going to be very cool to see his inputs and hear his inputs about the game. And yeah, thank you for joining me, Neil. It's going to be cool.
Thank you, Pat, for having me. Very excited to see how this tournament develops.
Yeah. Hey, is it your first time you're on camera? Is it a big face reveal we have going here?
I did 1 or 2 videos before I joined the team, so some people know my face. But other than that, yeah, we could say it's first time.
Nice. I'm still shocked when I first saw Rich's face because in my head he was just his profile picture, right? The blonde mullet and everything.
Yeah. Happened to me as well. I thought he was that guy.
Yeah, he kind of sold it. His personality is kind of similar.
Yeah. Exactly.
In a nice way. All right. So what happened so far? We are in the grand finals. We have the final 8 players. Let's have a look at the spreadsheet real quick. I'm also gonna send you the spreadsheet, Neil, so you can see what's up. All right, here. That's one of them, and here's the rule set. Yeah, but anyway, so you can see right here, guys, we had 24 players today in the finals, in the quarterfinals, basically. And the 16 players right here were battling to get into the quarterfinals. 8 players already qualified into the quarterfinals by posting screenshots throughout the week. So here are our 8 players from the qualifiers, our top 8 with Hollow, Fox Spirit, Texan, Web3, Slicks, Alnerd, Anonymous, and Anubis. They all they posted almost near perfect scores with Web3, Texan, Fox Spirit, and Hollow posting 2 wins every day for 6 days straight. Big shout out to them. So those 8 people moved straight into quarterfinals, and then basically 9 to 16 right here, and other people that signed up fought it out in the quarterfinals. It sounds more confusing than it was. Basically, now we're down to the final 8, which is Slicks, Sharp Ranger from Phantom, Hollow from Phantom, Texan from Hype, Fox Spirit Atlas, and Web3 Gaming from Hype. And then our boot is our number 8, I think. Let me just sort those numbers. There we go. Our boots, and then we also have Ripe Lancer from Atlas as our 8th player. You can see how they did here in the semifinals and in the quarterfinals. And now we're going to move on to the finals, which is going to be our classic KO format. So as soon as somebody gets 10 points, which would be, for example, first place, and then you only need 7th place to get 10 points, 11 points actually. So once you get 11 points, you are in check position, and then you need to win 1 more lobby to win the whole tournament. All right, enough yapping. Let's get those players. Let's tell the players to start, and let's get our first game on the run. How are you doing, Neil? You're working a lot? Is it stressful these days?
We're working a lot. I'd say, well, we've learned to deal with the stress. We really want to deploy things and ship things as fast as possible because we know everyone is excited to get back that competitive landscape that we once had with Ascendant. But we hope that with the Gauntlet mode, this competitive landscape will be even bigger because the game is welcomes better casual players. We believe the onboarding tooltips are better, and we know that it's a format that has more success than perhaps a 1v1 type of auto battler. Yeah. So yes, we're very excited, and we're getting close to that time. We're still not there, but hopefully you guys notice how the game is improving day to day.
Yeah, we have seen so many patches in the last days, which has been crazy to see. And many balance patches, and also like we have the team builder in now, and a lot of things that have been proposed in Aaron's blog have already made it into the game, which is really cool to see. And yeah.
The big ones though are not there yet. The big ones.
Oh yeah.
We have all these game-changing features, gameplay features are still not there, and hopefully you can guys start to feel them very soon. Let's see when they come.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get some leaks out of you, but I also don't want you to lose your job. So we'll see. We have to find a
We'll see.
fine balance.
We'll find the right balance. Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah. It would be cool to know what you're working on right now, but
I- we can give some hints. We're working on. We're restructuring how the gameplay will be in a way, right? So
those are like
the balance.
core mechanics.
Yes. So all these new gameplay features will have an intrinsic change on how the game works, and we are adjusting for that, as well as trying to rework some synergies that needed some love to make them fun.
Yeah,
more fun at least.
That's cool. Yeah, yesterday I had a AMA actually with Aaron. We recorded it, and I'm gonna upload it on Sunday or Monday. So it was really cool to talk to him about stuff in the Gauntlet, what's coming up, and had a lot of cool conversation topics with him. That was really interesting. And it must be cool to work on this team with all these guys. We also had Miko on here, or Meko. I think that's your straight up colleague. And
exactly. Exactly.
So, yeah.
We had a meeting this Friday with Miko, Eddie, and Perry, and we were discussing how to improve the different mechanics we have, the different effects of the synergies, and it was a very, very cool meeting.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I am in contact as well with Perry and with you and the other guys. It's always cool to see how community close you guys are working, especially you. I know you were a community favorite once you stepped up and actually were like, hey guys, what do you think is overpowered or underpowered? And we said it and you were like, all right, let's try it. Like, it was not too much overanalyzing, just really going for things that the community felt were over or underpowered. And I think that helped us a lot, getting fast and good balance.
Yeah, I guess having been a member of the community for so long and having a player, it really helps to empathize with what you guys would like to have and have this quick reaction. Of course, we need to step on solid ground as much as possible, but
yeah,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, we are actually in the game and the PvE rounds are over. I'm watching Web3 Gaming right here, and he's going for a 4-fire build. I think we have seen a lot that fire is a little bit overpowered. And somebody told me you actually did a little hot fix the last days to fix that, right? Is that true, or is it coming with the next bigger patch?
You said the fire synergy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have brought down the threshold 7 and 9 because we've seen how powerful they are. Their win rates are very high. We also were discussing how recently the meta has shifted into this go hard into one synergy, saying you can go 7 or 9 earth, air, water, whatever, whatever affinity. We're not seeing the same with classes except from rogues.
Yeah.
And we believe one reason for that is the fact that before you could get benefit from, so if you went to air, the air units got the buff, but also the rest of your team got a slight air buff, right? And you had that with all the different buffs. So now, since only the specific units of that archetype are getting the buff, we are kind of forcing the players to go for that specific archetype, and this leads into this comms going to 7 of 9 or something. And we still want to enable players to go vertical, but we also would like to stimulate the other options as well. And this is one of the points that we are discussing to work on for the upcoming synergy rework.
Yeah, I really like that those vertical builds, like 9, stacking 9 of the same basic synergy and stuff like this, made a return. But yeah, it's good that you guys are on top of it and not trying to make it overpowered. We're seeing here a close match between Web3 and Fox Spirit. Fox take it, and I would say let's swap to one of the win streakers and see what they're doing. I always like spectating Slicks because he has a great stream quality usually, and also Slicks I think has won the most Phantom tournaments. He couldn't win the last tournament. Al Nerd, am I paraphrasing here? I think Al Nerd, yes, took home the last. No, it wasn't Al. It was Mr. Siren. Al Nerd almost won another one. Mr. Siren from Phantom actually took down Slick's last tournament and took home the victory. Was beyond excited about that, and we'll see how it goes today.
Yep. Let's see how this round goes for Slicks, because he's fighting Web3 Gaming TV, who's got the hyper advantage. So
okay, because Slicks is playing 5 air and Web3 is playing fire. Web3 would go hyperactive, but the problem I see here is that Kroko, the main tank, gets focused last, which is quite bad.
Exactly. Yeah, those two fleeces did a great job focusing the main damage from Web3 Gaming TV, and then the round was nearly over at that point.
Yeah. We always see now the experience the units get per round. That's interesting. A little bit more a happy feeling. You see the progress your Illuvials make. You think that could be maybe a bit too much to see it every round?
Yeah. Ideally, we could show this at the end of the game, right?
Yeah, that's how it used to be. It's cool to get a little bit feedback. I mean, ideally, probably we would have some checkboxes in the settings where you can actually like check what stats you want to see in the combat log. Like, do you want to see healing numbers? Do you want to see shield or dodge or whatever it is, right? Reminds me a lot of World of Warcraft. But this is very nuanced and not really important, I guess. All right, who we got here? So I'm still staying with Slick since he's still on a win streak. He's now versus Sharp Ranger. And yeah, Slick was able to bring in the Revo. That's a big power spike for him.
Yeah, that early Revo is carrying the early game for him.
Yeah. Also, he has stacking attack damage, which usually works pretty good on him. Remind me, this augment, does it get also an assist attack damage, or do you have to make the last hit?
It's 20... It's on takedown.
Yes. Not on Vanquish. Right?
Yeah. Let me verify that though.
Yeah.
I have the new augments on my head right now, and it's hard to remember what the current ones are doing.
Yeah, you guys working with multiple different versions in the back end, right? Must be hard sometimes to know what actually is live at the moment.
Yeah. It's hard because you get excited for the new things that are coming because you prefer them. Of course, you want to make them better. And then when you try to think of what you have currently, it's like your brain tends to forget it or tends to think of the new stuff.
Yeah.
That is new for me, but it's non-existent for you guys. So, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder.
Let me see.
Maybe you don't even see those weapons and suits pop up anymore on the internal build, eh? That could be a thing.
Maybe.
All right. I'll tune it down a little bit with the poking.
No, it's all right. It's all right. We can joke. I'd say it's on takedown.
Yeah. And just refresh me here. Takedown means kind of assist, right? Like damaged in the last few seconds or something.
If you have participated in the kill, then that's a takedown.
Even if you damaged it like 10 seconds ago, it's just anything you participate. Or is there a timer on it?
I'd say as long as you have participated, then that's it. But I'm not sure if there is a cooldown on that.
Yeah, makes sense. Because that is really good on the gyro, right? Because he participates pretty much in everything once you roll one time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some really good nuances to know. Where you want to give a stacking augment, maybe on something that does area damage.
Yeah, and these are the details that make Slicks the best performer so far in the entire game. Because he studies all these little tricks a lot, and he knows how to exploit them. So yeah, this game is all about statistics and maths.
Yeah.
of course, there's this intuitive factor of knowing how the opponent will position, which this is something that makes us different from other auto battlers, in which you don't know who you are going to face unless it's the end of the game. So there is also this mind games factor, but yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I've noticed that like Flix is able to really abuse those tiny percentages that he can get
Yes. Yeah.
and really find those. Because, like you say, it's a numbers game, it's a math game, especially right now. I've talked to Aaron again. The AMA comes up in the next few days. And he also confirmed that most changes that are coming in the new Gauntlet will be to make the gameplay or the skill expression more about adapting on the fly. Like you're getting some crazy different cards dealt, and then you have to make the best out of it. Where right now it's more about knowing more and then abusing your knowledge against the enemy, it feels like.
Yes. Yeah, right now we could say that the game is so simple in terms of decision making that you can have studied and that's like an 80% of the skill expression. If you know beforehand how the game works. But with all these new features that will be coming, the skill expression will be flipped, and is this capacity to adapt on the fly. There will be so many more variables that you cannot study enough. You know, it's like chess. There is a point, of course there is some study that you can make, but there is a point in which you just cannot control all the variables, and you need to play by instinct a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
this is where
it's also because it's a one-on-one game, like you have to adapt to your opponent's moves, right? It's not gonna just because I make this move doesn't mean he does the other one that I expect him to do. Where here you play versus 8 players, so you don't focus too much on the moves of the other guy.
Yeah. Now that you've said this, you've remind me. One of the most important features that we are missing for the competition is the scouting.
Yes.
That you're playing against 7 other players, and it's not that you're blindsided because you're facing all of them and you know where are they going, and now we have these in-game notifications that let you see what level they are and what units are they ascending.
Yeah.
But it's not quite the scouting that we are used to having, for instance, in TFT. Once that feature is in, the tournament skill expression will go a step further, and I'm very excited for that personally, and I know everyone internally is, because we know how big of a deal it is.
Yeah, it's huge, and it also will open so much more strategies because you're gonna be like you have confirmation on nobody is going for fighters. I'm gonna go for that. And right now it's like, I don't know if somebody's gonna contest me. I'm just gonna go for the best stuff and hope for the best, right? It's not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And yeah, it's gonna balance itself better when we have scouting. Can you say if we're gonna get something scouting like similar to TFT, where you actually just see opponents' boards, like you can flick through them, or? Because in, for example, Dota Underlords, there is like a like a graph, like a statistic, how much gold, which unit and stuff. Also.
It's not that I cannot give you the details. It's just that we still need to make the decision on these last details that you mentioned.
Yeah.
It's going to be at least very similar to what we have in TFT. Will take a bit longer to introduce. An in-between point between straight at lack of information, which is complete access to opponent's information. There is something coming in between sooner rather than later that will already change this perspective of the gameplay.
Yeah.
I cannot say it's closer than the scouting itself.
Nice. That's cool to hear. yeah, I can drop some more spoilers from the Aaron conversations, because it was really cool to hear that also mobile is not so far away anymore. And all these things, it feels like I want to always look at it conservatively. So if
Yeah.
the team says in 1 month, I assume 2 or 3 months, you know. But yeah, I'm hoping.
Yes.
The hope never dies. Yo, look at that huge drone. Let's see how far Slicks can take it here. He's already on an 8 win streak. And the drone is just keeping bigger and bigger, getting bigger.
It's funny because in testnet, before this build made it to prod, so live, some of the guys playing in testnet thought that the drone getting bigger was a bug.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. And I think it's a nice implementation because it's some visual change that, hey, even once scouting is in, you'll see Slicks aboard, and you'll see this huge drone, and you will see, holy shit, this guy is winning hard.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, it's still small and it's kind of goofy. I like it. Like, it's the same. I love it in TFT where you have like this unit or this character that's supposed to be small. Suddenly it's like a giant and running around a little teapot or whatever it is, giant teapot. And yeah, and it helps a lot with what you said.
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say it helps also by just like you look at the board and you instantly have more information just by this small little change, like you said. You're gonna know, oh,
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
big, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. So it looks like Slicks is going for Tempest, right? This game. He's trying to get this stage 2 vow.
And he's rolling down now at level 6, trying to just extend his win streak. He knows that Anubis might be a hard opponent, or maybe it's because he wants to get all these cards before other people roll for it.
Yeah, I think he's stacked a good chunk of credits, and he's rolling precisely at level 6 because he has access to a good percentage of tier 1s with a 40%, but still the roll is quite effective because you are bringing down the chances of tier 0s and bringing up the chances of tier 3, tier 4, and tier 5. So if we check out the team he's building, he definitely wants Kukaraf, so that's...
yeah, 2 more
the
Kukas
bird
right there.
stage 3. Yeah, exactly. And also he wants ideally the rat, the 10 recline stage 3.
The gyro.
Exactly. And finally the fox with a 25% chance on tier 3s. That's a very good place to start rolling hard.
Yeah. Also here, in the opponent, he saw that the opponent actually had a Kukulus and a Kuka. So actually 4 Kukas here at Anubis' side. Maybe that's also another indicator. He's like, all right, I gotta roll now if I want to get that stage 3. But yeah, a lot of Kukas seem to be gone. People know that Tempest is very strong, and they're contesting this composition against Slicks. To be honest, if I play in a tournament against Slicks, I'm just focusing to try to screw him up and disrupt him somehow, because I know this is... Otherwise, he's just gonna run with it and take the game very fast.
Yeah, that seems like a good strategy. He has put some tanky augments on the Fox, aiming to exploit as much as possible the dust mechanic.
So how is that gonna help him?
Strategy.
Why would he put that on the dust? Just because the Fox is right now one of the strongest units, and so he wants to buff it up, or is there more to it?
So the way that dust works is that on Omega, the Illuvial around itself debuffs the closer enemy Illuvials by reducing Omega power and attack damage. If you have the Fox in a corner, then when he casts the Omega...
So, sorry, I have to disrupt you. Web3 Gaming takes down Slicks here after 9 wins because of the Hyper that we talked about earlier. The full fire team finally takes over the full air. That's how it's supposed to be.
Fire is another top performer, and we're seeing a lot of 7 fire, 9 fire comps doing really well.
All right, I'm
And as you
swapping.
say, it wins the hyper fight versus air. So Web3 gaming composition may put Leaks into a corner.
Yeah,
Let's see.
so I swap over to Web3 Gaming, King of the Hill. Let's see what Web3 Gaming is going to do with his 8 fire. And yeah, sorry for interrupting you there. So you said the dust reduces ability power, right? Omega power.
Yeah. In a nutshell, if you put the fox in a corner, the dust effect most likely won't be doing anything because he won't be close enough to the enemies to debuff them. The rat, the 10 rec line has historically been so good because he tends to go through all the enemies, it's debuffing all of them, and that's very strong.
Yeah. That makes sense. So putting the Quinks in the front line is going to give you a better chance of debuffing more units. And exactly. Yeah, finally, a Rebo is not dominating most OP unit in the game anymore, as it was for like 3 months, I believe, or probably longer.
Yeah, it's a very tricky unit to balance because of how dust works. We want to readjust the way dust works so that we have let's say less constraints of game design development.
Yeah, because blind was just too overpowered against rogues and fighters, so 2 out of 3 main compositions. And while we're spectating Web3 Gaming, he's going to be taken down by Texan, which is going to be very bad for him because now he's down to 29 life. And it's not looking very good. You usually want to go with a little bit more health into the late game. Let's swap over to Tex and see how he does.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Second to load. Oh, I love the battle board.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, Texan also number 1 right now.
Since last balance patch, Earth has become a thing, especially because Fire was dominating so hard, and Earth is the best counter to Fighter in terms of hyper. So we're beginning to see these Earth compositions performing so well.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. 7 Earth. That's crazy.
That's 65 Grit and Resolve, so that's pretty strong.
Yeah, and he got... Wow, such a strong backline as well with the Arcane Terra links, my profile picture, and also the TNT. So you activate Scion, Rogues, Bulwarks. Next up is probably going to be maybe Fighters, but he can also bring in another Scion, Rogue or Bulwark to get the triple buff. So yeah. Like there's a lot of more power spikes that he can go into. He's fighting Fox Spirit right here with Nature Team, so he's going hyperactive with this curved unit. And that seems to be an easy fight for Texan right here.
Arcane Terra Links casted an Omega that demolished Fox Spirit corner.
Oh, yeah. Yep, should have spread out versus Terra Links, if you see that one.
Yes.
You wanna, or at least have a tank in the middle. Take that first cast, for example.
Arcane Terra Links is one of the best anti-corner units.
That is true, yeah. Yeah, we do not have many AoE abilities that can counter corner. Like we have, what do we have? We have Rampfire, which is good against them. The Arcane Links.
Yeah.
And then maybe Blaze Knight.
Yeah, Pistol's Rim. Yeah, Blaze Knight and Pistol's Rim is also quite good versus corners.
But usually Pistol Shrimp is a corner himself, so...
Yes! It's the corner anti-corner tech.
Yeah. And what used to counter or annoy me a lot when I was playing corner positioning was Twine. The Sloth line, which would cast a crowd control effect into the back line, the root, into the furthest unit. It doesn't pop up so much anymore, since there's not much Verd and Berserkers being played anymore, but yeah, that one was very strong as well, I think.
Yeah, it is.
You think there's a point to be made to just use only AoE units if you want to try to counter corner positioning and it's gonna work?
The issue with that is that, as you said, since there are just a few, most of these AoE units don't connect well themselves, because if you go Pistol Rim and then you go Pterodactyl, the Fire Rogue and Water Scion, it just doesn't connect.
Yeah.
So usually you develop different comms with them.
Yeah.
But it could work, who knows?
Just like if you know it's gonna be like you versus the other guy for the first place. So it would be like ramp fight with a Sinalf, with a Fur Knight, with a Goliath, with an
Malura as
Archelynx,
well.
Malura, yeah. Want to try that one day. That would be cool if you would have another line of team compositions as well, by going with keywords, kind of, you know, where you don't care so much about the synergies, but more, hey, I build an AoE team, or I build whatever it is, like a first single target team, which synergizes, I guess, a little bit better with Rogue. That's the Rogue thing. Do you play much these days? Are you sad you cannot join the tournaments?
Oh, yeah. I actually don't know if me being part of the team, I would be able to join the tournaments. I don't think I haven't asked, but I think it just it's not right? So,
Yeah. You do have a lot of insider information.
I'm happy. And I enjoy it a lot as well. So, but yeah, I'm playing in the ranked ladder and also internally to test stuff. Yeah, we have to play frequently to know what's up with the meta.
Yeah, maybe we should think about an IIP to allow team members to play until they are too good. Like if you end up winning every tournament, sure. But if you have a low win rate and, you know, like, just, I would love to see more team members playing, because I see Illuvium playing and that's really cool to see already. But yeah, if you're dominating like Slicks as a team member, that's probably a point where you gotta stay like, we don't know, but probably you have too much information.
I don't know if it would be as much domination as Slicks. He's a really seasoned player. I don't think I'm at his level at all, but
yeah, but I remember you playing very well back in the days with Ascendant, which is another game, but still, it has similar. You need similar skills for it. Top 3, if I remember correctly.
I was there at some point. Yeah.
Top 1. I saw you too. All right, so what are we looking at here?
Exxon is still top 1 in this lobby, right?
Yep. Very consistent player, I feel like.
Yeah, he's always there.
Yeah, that's it. He's always there.
Let's see how this one goes for him. He's got a hyper advantage. I'm seeing a lot of fire involved in this game.
DW Travels, who is killing it? Right now, Texan is killing it. Slicks went onto a win streak, but Texan took him down and now has taken the lead. All right, we get a little camera change from Neil. Now we're able to see the bottom half of your face. I was gonna say it earlier.
Yeah, I have this screen here and I just cannot put it any. Oh, let me try this.
Yeah, that is fair. Yeah, I'm traveling right now. I'm working with like various objects as my mouse holder or whatever it is. You gotta get creative sometimes. Also, we have a 5-minute delay, so it's hard to actually adjust things on the fly. Web3 will go on a winning streak. PW Travels has his favorite right here. He took me down the other day in the current trivia. It was super close. But I also think he was playing full fire back then. Well, now he's playing full air. Or was he? Oh no, full air is Slicks. Then we have Web3 on full fire. And then we have Texan on full earth. So it seems like the affinities and the hyper mechanic is the dominant strategy right now in the tournament. Camera looks great, by the way, now, Neil.
Nice, thank you.
So much grit? Yeah. How much does 7 Earth give? Probably around 50 or something? 55?
65, yeah, it got buffed last patch.
For anyone who isn't a seasoned veteran in Illuvium, could you explain them what grit and resolve mean?
Yeah, so grit and resolve are the same effect, but one is for physical damage. Grit is for physical damage and resolve is for magical damage. And basically what it does is when you're going to take, let's say, 100 damage, if you have 10 grit, you subtract from the 110, so you only take 90. And if you're going to take 500 damage and you have 100 grit, then you only take 400. What this does is for all of these type of damage dealers that have fragmented damage, such as the Pistol Rim, the Pistol Rim does 1000 damage over 4 seconds, but divided into 40 times. So it's like doing 25 damage each 100 milliseconds. And Grit and Resolve is acting every single time. So Grit and Resolve is very strong against Flesh or Pistol Rim type of damage.
So could you easily, like, fully counter the shrimp damage if you have enough Grit and Resolve? Because if it's like fragmented into instances of 50 damage and you have 55 Grit, nothing will come through, right?
Exactly. Nothing will come through.
That's crazy. But cool, like a cool mechanic to counter certain units and stuff like this. So it's basically flat damage reduction, and then resistances are percentage damage reduction. And yeah, they do something similar, but one is good versus small damage, or a lot of small damage, and one is good versus the big damage chunk.
Yeah. Grit and Resolve acts first, and then once you have removed that out of the way, then you apply the percentual damage reduction.
That makes sense, otherwise it would be too OP. You first reduce it by 50% and then nerf it by a number.
It's a cool mechanic, but it's also a dangerous mechanic, because if it's too high, it's too oppressive.
Yeah, and it would feel really bad.
Yeah, we want to find a spot where it's a hell, but it's not a game-defining mechanic.
Yeah, the moments when you're like, I don't know, 9 Earth on the Goliath plus some Grit and Resolve augment, and suddenly like units have to do more than 200 damage to actually even hurt you or whatever it is, that feels good on your side of things, but for the enemy it's like, well, this feels like cheating. This guy's taking no damage. Yeah. We see it here with the Goliath. He's tanking forever.
Yeah.
Goes down in the end.
The issue with there though is that the synergy itself is not giving you any damage.
Yeah.
So you really depend on some heavy damage dealers.
And we can see it here in the damage graph. On the right side, Slicks had a lot of damage dealers who can get around the Goliath. For example, the Octius target something else than it target, like in the back line and stuff like this. No matter how tanky your Goliath is, your damage dealers will die at one point.
Yep. Looks like Texan and Slicks and also Fox Spirit are the top 3 contenders for this game.
a classic.
Hollow, yeah, Hollow is also up there with a good amount of health. So who knows how this one will end?
Yeah. Who is your? What's your tip? If you had $10 to bet, who would you put it on?
Let me see. So Fox Spirit is going with Nature, Wildfire, and also...
I like that. You actually look what they're playing and not just on favorites.
Yes.
You're a good betting man.
The augments as well are quite important.
Yeah. Which we can see now in the damage graph as well. It's a nice feature. So what we have Earth on Texan, we have kind of Nature on Fox Spirit.
I'm gonna bet for Fox Spirit this game.
All right.
Yes.
Yep. Fox Spirit on the Nature, that still gives me nightmares from some tournaments I've played against him. When it was all about getting those stage 3 Gnarl plus Ryplans. He was playing that really well. Right, Texan
He's
still
also about to get Scoriox.
Oh yeah, he's
I
close.
was going to say that. Yeah, he's one of Scoriox.
Look at Slicks, he's still one of Kuka. But now most Kukas should be back in the pool, and I wish for him he can finally find it.
Slicks? Yeah. What level is he?
7 it looks like.
He's got 25% odds on tier 1s.
Yeah. And there's a lot of Kukas in there. Alright, Texan actually able to spend all his money. Here comes the Malura. Great find. And also he's only 2 Scarabox off the Goliath. Wasn't able to put in the penguin he wanted. Stage 1 got autofilled.
Oh my god. That's not the best positioning for Fox Spirit here. Pistol Dream is targeting the 3 carries.
For Texan you mean? Or for Slicks?
No. Sorry, I'm not watching the same one.
Oh yeah, we're on different ones. But you tell me what's happening over there. Fox Spirit is losing?
Okay. No, even though the positioning wasn't perfect, looks like he's going to win.
Yeah, I'm watching Texan right now, who brought in a Sinnoh with all his Earth units, but he's still losing. Vermilia doing too much damage here, it feels like. Alright, Texan might be out. Let's see the damage. -1. Texan out. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, he was dominating for most of the game.
Yeah,
And
crazy.
now, all of a sudden...
Alright, we haven't watched Holo yet. Let's have a look. My dear Phantom member, I'm a little bit biased right here. And he's playing full water. Everybody's really on a different affinity this game.
Yeah, the issue with Holo in this game is that the other compositions are against him, because it's Nature and Air who both get hyper against water. So he's going to have a hard time.
Is that maybe sometimes also a bit restrictive, the hyper mechanics, where it's like, okay, I got, like, I'm countered, but there's no way I can pivot away from that. But is that just the risk you take if you go hard into water? And that's what you said, we need to nerf those a little bit, so it's not always the best move.
Exactly, as you said. So the risk of going into an affinity is that you are very susceptible to lose against hyper. But yeah, right now that is too obvious of a choice, given the risk. So yeah, we need to adjust that so that if you want to take the risk, sure, but it shouldn't be always the best decision.
Yeah. All right, we see here Slicks is fully hyperactive, but Holo seems like he's doing way more damage with the Umber, going crazy with the Predator bounce augment right here.
Yeah.
6,000 damage.
In Slick's defense, we'll say that that was the ghost, so he didn't position against Holo.
Yeah, that is fair. Oh, okay.
Let's see let's see.
Legendary Augments.
The
Void
issue with
Cleaver
Leaks,
is a lot of damage. You could even get Invoker here. I would have loved to see Invoker on the right lands and then just stacking out Omega Power for the Sinnoh. I don't know if that works, but I like crazy stuff.
I was just checking his Leaks composition and it doesn't have Tempest active.
Oh, yeah, that's
Not
so
having
rough.
Tempest online, yeah.
You
He's only
didn't
got
find
Dust
that
and
one
Aether.
Kuka. That's something
Yes.
that is the most annoying part about the auto battler genre. If you're unlucky, it feels really bad. Like Slick's looking for this Kuka for 30 rounds, not finding it.
Yeah.
But that's part of the game. Same like poker. You're not getting that pair or that what do you say in English? Triple cards. You're gonna be sad.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna stay with Hollow. He's the underdog here with being countered, with playing water against air and nature. But also some fire units here in Fox Spirit side with the Scoriox.
I think it's called 3 of a kind.
Ah, 3 of a kind. True, true. Thank you very much.
I had to check it on the internet though. I wasn't sure.
I was thinking triplets for a second. I was like, nah, that,
Yeah.
that can't be it. Yeah. All right, let's see, Hollow. What you got for us? How are you going to position? You found the gaze here. He's still playing a Flish and a Atipo. Running out of
He
time
leveled
here.
up to
Oh.
level 9
Ooh.
to add a water buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
That's very interesting. I guess he wanted to get that 3 bulwark online.
All right, let's see. Positioning did work out in the end, even though it was running out of time. Riflens is going to be taken down very early, one of the main carries. Sinnoh is still good. Umber is sitting all alone in the backline. And yeah, no chance here for Hollow. Fox Spirit has an easy time out-sustaining the damage and bringing so much damage himself. Crazy team that he built here. You bet on Fox Spirit, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we're going to the
He's got a
casino
very
after this,
powerful
Neil.
composition. We're gonna be rich. Yeah.
I do want to see now Slicks finding his Kuka and giving him a fighting chance, because otherwise I don't think he has one. And he doesn't find it. Can't sell anything for it.
It's very rough for Slicks. He's got the full hyper counter and against a net superior composition in terms of power level.
Yeah.
The augment as well on Fox Spirit Atlas are very, very good.
Yep. In this case, would you maybe consider selling the suit of your ranger to roll one more time?
Depending on the suit, what I think it's a tier 0.
Okay, yeah. No option there.
But yeah, I would have sold the elk because you get 5, one reroll, and then you get the Narl. That's possible.
Yeah. That's fair. All right, let's see it. I think he doesn't have the burst damage to get through the sustain. He's almost killing a few units. There goes the first one. Octius will cast. Definitely taking down another 2, I guess. Here comes the Octius cast. Did it happen? Yeah, this backline with Blaze Knight, Trunk, or Blotto, and Scoriox is insane. All right, GG's Fox Spirit takes down round number 1. Well played. All right, everybody, we're gonna go into a quick ad break, and by ad break, I mean I'm gonna make you watch all the Illuvium trailers while we grab some water and be right back. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we see you in a second.
Come with me,
Illuvium was always more than a dream.
and you'll be
It was our calling.
in a world of pure imagination.
If only they knew the truth.
We'll begin
Scans indicate a dead planet.
But I can feel it. This is Illuvium.
Find me, child,
Activate scouting vessel.
and show our people who you truly are.
She won't decide our fate.
Forgot to charge again, huh? He only just landed.
Will you retreat to safety, chasing paradise? Or will you follow me and fulfill your purpose?
We'll find her soon. There's no way off this island.
All we do is blindly follow orders. I need to know how this ends.
Enter a universe of games. Mine and harvest resources that power your journey. Customize your unique ranger. Explore vast regions. Discover countless mysteries, rich lore, and complete your missions. Join the hunt for rare creatures. Gather vital resources to repair your ship and ensure your survival. Capture over 200 unique Illuvials. Craft weapons and armor, fuse your units, and build an unstoppable team. Enter the arena. Challenge fellow Rangers in epic battles. Prove yourself in Gauntlet and 8-player battle royale. Climb the ranks and claim your glory. 3 games, 1 universe. This is Illuvium.
Rangers, the G-Shock Illuvitar collection is here. This epic collaboration brings 108 Illuvitars ready to find their place inside your album. With every G-Shock disc that you open bringing you closer to unlocking exclusive rewards. With this partnership, we merge the digital and physical world. Get your in-game cosmetics and a limited edition Illuvium branded G-Shock watch. Get ready, Rangers. Sale starts December 9th.
Sorry, I cut you off there. We are back here with game number 2. Yep. Did you want to say something, or was that not meant for public ears?
I was going to say no. Yeah, I was going to say, do you want to at round 10 or at round 15 we make our own bets on who we think is going to win?
Oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah,
let's gamify it a little bit.
Do you want to also wager something, like just the ownership illuvial or something? No.
just for
okay.
the just
okay, for the imaginary trophy, for the honor.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. Personal satisfaction.
Okay, I should have guessed something last round because, well, it's good I didn't, because then you would be 1 up already on me. And usually we have, well, I kind of guessed holo, so I guess you lead 1-0. And usually we have 3 to 4 rounds. For everybody at home, let me quickly remind you how checkmate works. So right now, Fox Spirit won the last game, which means he gets 8 points. Slicks, I believe, was second, which means he gets 7 points, and so on. And you need at least 11 points to get in a check status. Once you're checked, you need to win 1 more game, meaning the last winner of the last game is always going to be the tournament winner. We have this big final feeling. And that basically means Fox Spirit needs 3 more points right now, so at least rank 6 in this game. And then Slicks, for example, needs at least 4 points, which means at least the 5th place in this round, and so on for all the other players. Yeah, the fastest you can win one of our tournaments is 3 games, 2 to checkmate, and then win the next lobby. That's been proven to work really well. That's also what PFT does. And I think the best for the players would be to just have X amount of games and then the highest score wins. But it's nice for the hype, for the viewers, to actually have the final game, the winner, be the winner of the tournament. All right, should we watch someone that we haven't watched yet? Give everybody some screen time. I'm seeing Sharp Ranger right here. Or is he actually losing or winning? Versus Fox Spirit. Ranger versus Stage 2 Groko. I think the overtime will take out Sharp Ranger already. Super close. 3 damage to him. Which means we're gonna go to the next guy who could be... Or let's watch Sharp Ranger for a minute. He plays 2 Grokos with a Lynx. Classic strategy, I believe. It's as old as the Lynx true damage patch is. Whenever that came into play, or maybe it was always like that.
I think it's always been like that.
Yeah, I remember it was already an Ascendant thing.
Yes. There was a patch in Ascendant with, I think it was Verdan with the links. It was
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Yeah. Good old Ascendant times. One day we might get them back. Once Gauntlet, MMO Lite, and this is out, I guess that the far off next features would be Survival and Ascendant to brush it up and get it to a Gauntlet state. That's at least what Aaron talked about. So don't worry here. Yeah, I'm not fishing for leaks, but yeah, Aaron already, like the AMA I had last time with him, he already said that Survival and I don't know about Ascendant, but Survival would go in a way where it's more similar to Gauntlet to align everything.
Yeah.
And maybe even have like a co-op survival and stuff like this. It got me very excited.
Yeah. Also because of the way that we are building the balance. We are no longer building the balance based on mastery points, but based on credits. And that really affects the power level of the units.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it looks the same, mastery points and credits, but yeah, right now we're playing on credits, which I like, because mastery points never really had that gold feeling that it actually is. It was something else, obviously, but yeah, now credits, I don't know, it makes so much sense in my head finally again. Yeah, the mastery points that you buy with in Gauntlet are different from the one from Ascendant and Survival, and everything is gonna shift towards Gauntlet. I'm sure you're sad that Ascendant kind of got dropped, but I'm also sure you like Gauntlet.
Yeah. Currently, I think I've gotten so used to Gauntlet that I'm not missing Ascendant anymore. But I really had some good times, and I remember facing you and facing other players, and it was more personal, you know. Here it's 8 round robin, and you don't feel like you're facing someone in particular.
That is true. Yeah, I remember this. Like, for example, one of my favorite moments was when I got queued a lot versus Smartass, and. And he despises me, so I was living rent-free in his head. And every time I played him, he would like perform less because just psychological reasons. And afterwards, he would flame me and everything, and I was just enjoying it so much.
Yeah. So I had some similar experience with that guy.
Yeah, it's very one-on-one, and if you don't like someone before and then he wins against you, like it would feel quite bad, and then it would amplify all of that. Yeah, it was good times. I think it was a little bit too much emphasis on deck building. Like it felt like it was all about just after a patch trying to try out decks in the dark and trying to find the new next OP deck.
Yeah, if we were saying at the beginning of the stream that the current Gauntlet as it is, it's like 70-80% theory and 20-30% in-game experience, that thing, Ascendant, was like 95% game theory.
That is true, yeah.
In some cases, the match was decided just by looking at the decks.
Yeah. And I loved when the 5% came into play, when you had like a mirror match, like Bloom, Phosphorus, and it was actually about like small positioning things that you could do to get a little bit of an advantage, like an advanced rock, paper, scissors, where, it was cool times.
I enjoyed that a lot, but I understand that it's not something that mainstream gamers would enjoy.
No, definitely not. I do think if we gave Ascendant like more attention, and like it could have evolved somewhere where there would be a lot of skill expression in it. And I thought it was really cool that we basically invented a new game genre on itself, mixing card game with auto battler, which is a crazy thing to do, to invent something new, and then it wasn't so bad to begin with. So I really hope we revisit it later on, But I think Gauntlet is just better for mainstream because we have TFT that leads the way, and then it's less risky to go that way in the long run.
Yeah. The issue that we had is that we innovated in many fronts. Because the Web3 part, it's already a huge innovation. And we were interconnecting games, and then we were innovating on the games. So I think it's a more conservative and safe approach to go for a proven formula, settle ourselves in the market, and then try to disrupt a little bit more.
Yeah. That's it. All that matters for Illuvium, I feel like, is just getting through to the mainstream Web3 or also getting some of the Web2 mainstream. Just landing that first hit, which we're aiming for this late summer, I guess. With Gauntlet, MMO Lite. Like, there's a lot of shots that we can still, or that we are about to fire with all the marketing budgets still in. And once the game is good and running and successful, I think that, like, the success, once it happens, will afterwards be increased exponentially because of the vision and how everything is so set up, future-proof and really, really well done. A lot of legwork has been done.
I agree. It's like we could even argue that in reality we haven't launched yet.
Yeah. No, it's open beta and in the most truest sense.
Yeah.
So I was watching Texan and he repositioned his wings to the other side, not thinking Fox Spirit would swap positioning. Fox Spirit did so and absolutely annihilated his Quinks and Texan as well. He's down. Who are you watching right now?
I was watching Sharp Ranger, who's doing a good early game performance, and now I was back to Texan. So I will follow you.
All right, let's try Slicks. I like his stream quality, and also, I think we can try to find those little tricks he has and try to figure out why he is such a good player.
Yeah, looks like he's going full Earth.
Yeah, he's a little bit hovering still around water, but I guess Earth just came in naturally. He's done 20 gold. Yeah, he has a lot of Earth on the bench as well. You're right.
Yeah. And he's got a very good legendary augment for a potential Goliant or even Titanor.
Yeah.
I believe it's called Reactive Transference, which basically gives you energy regeneration and Omega power when you get basically attacked.
Does it give you Omega power as well?
Yes, I think so.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
validate. Like 70.
Wow. Okay, that is super strong on a Goliath.
Yes,
Or on a Titan or anything. Damn, Flick's got it figured out. This is the funny stuff, right? Like, nobody can say this is like RNG or something. Like, the best players are winning over and over again.
Yeah.
And all that really matters is knowing which augment is going to give you a win condition with which unit, I feel like, at the moment. Or not all that matters, but a big point is just knowing your win conditions. Which affinities work well. Which augments work well with which unit.
The first legendary augment round is very important in deciding what's your general roadmap in the game.
Yeah.
Especially if you get a composite chip, because right now these ones are very game defining. That's the other part of how the meta works that we would like to address, because this first legendary augment round, you get the right chip, composite emblem chip, and then that can solve you the game.
Yeah.
And it's and we want to have variance, we want to have RNG inside the game, but we don't want the RNG to take over. So right now it feels like in some games this is the case, and we need to adjust that.
Do you think it's mainly a problem of when it pops up, like not good that it pops up so early, or just in general composite synergies are too strong, so the emblems are too strong?
Yeah, I think it has to do with the fact that the different composites have different access levels, and we know that, and we adjust for that. So of course, going Steam, which is a tier 5 stage 2 and a tier 4 stage 2 and a tier 5 stage 3, is not as easy as Predator, which is 2 tier 1 stage 2s, right? So but with the chip, we know that Predator 3, for instance, is very hard. So if you get Predator chip, you get the 2 Predators super easily, and then on top of that, the chip in the early game, it will carry you through the entire game.
Yeah.
And this happens in many other cases. So what we need to do is to level the composite power across the board. And what will really help with that is the Ranger bonding, because Ranger bonding, what it will do is unlock the composite access for all of the composites much easier. So this will allow us to bring down this accessibility adjustment that we're doing currently, and it will at the same time nerf the chip lack.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just by making all the composite synergies very available, you can just nerf all of them down and make them less strong and kind of level the playing field.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting build here by Slicks, no? Because he is playing around Earth, but he's still bringing in that Periox. So he's not just like solely focusing on it.
Yeah.
He's still playing with what he's getting.
Yeah, it seems like he will develop a Magma with potentially Arknight Ranger.
Oh yeah.
This game is shaping up for Slicks. I'm surprised though he's putting the augment on the mole. The attack speed augment on the mole, being the only rogue.
I think you're lagging a bit. I don't know if it's my internet or yours. Hear me still okay?
Could be mine. Is it better now?
It looks alright, yeah. It was just a small spike.
Okay.
Yeah, Ranger Web miss.
Take a look at how Pistol's Rim.
Yeah?
Take a look at Pistol Rim Omega. It's barely doing any damage to that Apon.
Oh wow. That is true. Such a counter.
Because of what we mentioned, yes.
Oh my god. 3 casts to take it down. Who else is doing all the damage here? Well, that's gonna be it with Slicks. Let's swap over to Holo and stick with the people who win the matches. King of the Hill. So are we yet at the point where we want to bet who's gonna win? What do you say, 15?
Yeah, let's do it at round 15.
All right.
I'm gonna explore the different compositions.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough. Do your research. I'll do mine.
Yeah.
All right, I'm still gonna talk about what I'm researching. So Fox Spirit also has Earth, which, well, will weaken both Fox Spirit and Slicks going for the same composition. Then we got Holo on Water again. Did him pretty well in the first round. I think he went third. So he has a chance as long as he scores high enough. Right now it doesn't matter if you win or not. It just matters if you can get into your checkpoint. So I think he just needs top 4 to get into check. And Water is a good way to do that.
I've made my decision.
Made your decision? Okay, give me 1 second. I mean, I made mine too, even before I was researching, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we will coincide this time.
Yeah, I'm viewing now the person I'm gonna vote for, so there's no cheating. So you can say it first, and the stream sees what I'm voting for.
I think it is. I think Slicks will win.
Yes, and he found the Goliath as well. Now it just looks like mainly I think he's gonna win because what you said, he has the perfect augments for Goliath for this Earth build. I really want to see the Goliath damage.
Yeah, me too.
Double
And I
attack speed
think
too with Arcanite and Furiox. Wow, sorry, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. And he's also very smartly preparing this flat, this Tictalic, to counter potential pistol streams.
Hmm. Okay, yeah. Countering the AoE damage with AoE heal.
Yeah, and also the fact that the Tictalic line doesn't move, you can put it at the back and make it be by default the aggro of the pistol streams Omega. So this way you are protecting your Furiox.
Yeah. Yeah, you can protect on both sides because I guess on one corner there will be an Apon, but then he maybe runs out because he has a low range. Is that what you're saying? Because Apon would be the better target with Earth, right? Not taking a lot of pistol stream damage.
Yeah, but Tictalic has also high magic resist, so both of those are very good targets for the pistol stream. Since you don't know what corner the pistol streams will be, you can have both sides covered and put Furiox in the middle.
Yeah.
And also he's so far ahead from the opponents as well.
Yeah.
His composition is very, very strong.
He looks crazy right now, and I just love when you find two supportive augments, and then now it feels like this Furiox has kind of like 3 augments on him. Because the Apon just provides so much value to him with those. Also, he has those Grokkos. The Grokkos waiting to play around affinities a little bit, like, yeah. Nice to see. Big damage from the Goliath.
Yeah.
Here comes another one. Yeah, okay.
He's going to lose this round.
Whoopa. Alright, web 3, let's watch. Let's see what he did right to beat Slicks right here that we have been glazing for the last 5 minutes.
He's insisting on fire.
Oh, again. It feels like people have figured out their build and they're just brute forcing it. We have web 3 on fire. We have Hollow on water. I wonder if Fox Spirit is going nature again after winning the first round. Fox Spirit is also first right now. No, he's Earth.
He's going Earth plus Furiox.
Yeah, Furiox seems like a corner unit for, or a core unit for almost every composition, or many of them. I think it's due to the fact that he's one of the only ranged attack dealers, attack damage dealers. Like, one of the only range carries besides mages, scions.
There's the Shoe build, so that's Blazinite line.
Yeah.
As well, but it's an empath, so it doesn't skate as well. The Ranger with the Boomerang, yes. That is something that we have discussed several times, and we would like to change. It's hard because we will have to wait for another set.
Yeah.
And it's something that we will definitely take into account when the time comes.
Would there be any way to tweak another unit to be that? Not really, right? You know, make an empath.
I mean, there would be a way, but yeah, but that would be a good chunk of work. However, we're discussing how we can make empaths more of a standalone class, because right now it feels like they can only shine if they are supporting other units outside from the empath class.
But isn't that the idea of an empath?
Yes, but we also want to make sure that the fights are snappy enough. If we are making empaths all about sustaining and healing and shielding, it's
kind of boring.
The fights become too, yeah, exactly, and too slow. And this is something that we saw a video from Murdoch, the main TFT game designer.
Yeah.
That they experienced this as well, and they pivoted the support type of units. Instead of being like 60% support and 40% damage, they are now 80% damage and 20% support.
Okay.
We're not saying that we will do the same, but we share the thought, and we will try to incrementally bring empaths into a spot that they are more dynamic and more standalone.
That's cool. That makes sense. And I guess like even first steps can be where empaths don't.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter at all. Wow, Ramp did so much damage there. But it doesn't matter. We're just full earth. We can't get through. Red 3 barely holding on to his life. So does Sharp Ranger, and our boots is out. So we have again Fox Spirit, Hollow, and Slicks as the dominant 3 in the top. And then we have Riplands and Texan in the middle, followed by Web3 and Sharp in the bottom. Alright, let's swap. Who should we watch? Maybe the winner from last round? We have been saying a lot of kind words about Slicks, but there's also a lot of good words to be said about the skill of Fox Spirit, which is a close second in tournament winnings, I believe. Usually they're always those two guys fighting each other for the first spot, it seems like. With the occasional upset, which I'm so happy that upset.
Energy.
Extra energy. I don't like that one. I never pick it. Gives you like, 1 second earlier cast, 2 seconds. It is pretty good. It's
if you put
consistent.
it, it's for all the units.
Yeah.
If you have a cluster, it's better most of the time that the Sharp start. That gives 60 energy to a single unit. In this case, you can give up to like 100 energy.
Yeah, that's true. It's just consistent value. Like, it's not a hit or miss. You're gonna get that 100 energy if you position right every round. So it's just, consistent. All right, looking good here. Axon will survive a little bit longer in the front line. His Umber line goes down, but it seems like he out-sustained the damage and does a lot of damage himself. Oh my. The Rogues here dominating the damage graph for Hollow, closely followed by the two Scions. And then luckily, Toxic has been nerfed and is not the top damage performer anymore.
Yeah.
That was a rough 2 weeks. Or whatever it was.
I was so sad about that bug. Because it happened right before Christmas holidays, and we couldn't fix it fast enough.
Oh yeah. Well, I think like as long as it's not like going on for months, if it's a few weeks where something is unbalanced, like I don't know, maybe I'm sentimental that way, but I was happy for Riplands to have this moment and for Caradulux.
Yeah. The good thing is that it only became like super bad when you had the 3 Toxic, and for that you had to either get the chip. So at least it wasn't in every game.
Yeah. Look at that. Hollow with the
that,
huge drone. You go.
I was going to say the fact that it took us a few days to realize that, that was a good thing.
Yeah. That was very fast. You guys are developing so close to the community. And then usually if something is broken, I guess the development team knows the same day as the community. So that is, I think, a big upside to how Illuvium has set themselves up with Discord and letting all the community in on everything that's happening, it feels like. All right.
Although this game is looking quite good.
Yes. Did I already say Holo is gonna win?
We said Slicks, right?
Yeah. All right. Since we bet both the same guy, let's do a second bet. If Slicks doesn't win, who do you think is it gonna be?
Okay. If Slicks doesn't win, I would say Holo, but I still think
All
that
right.
Slicks
We have 2 times the same. 2 times the same prediction. Yeah, Holo was also able to find the big penguin, Flash, and I believe.